something has been, really heavy on my spirit. And what came to me was the state and mind of hip hop. You know, hip hop was so fun, when I was young, man. I grew up in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So, when I first discovered this art form of music, I had to probably be about, I would say, between 9 and 10 years old, man. And of course, you had Run DMC, um, the Beastie Boys, you had Ice T from the West Coast, uh, Tone Loc, Too Short. On the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had your Big Daddy Kane, your Karis Ones, your Cool G Raps, King Son, that's a throwback. You just had so much diversity. But the person who influenced me, who inspired me, was the great LL Cool J. When I saw LL Cool J for the first time, I had heard Rock the Bells in 1985, right? I was probably about 9 years old. But when I seen the I'm Bad video, all right, I knew right then that's what I wanted to do because his flow was so dope and continuous. See, before I heard him, rappers was rapping like, I'm in the place to be. I'm on the microphone because I'm a true MC. Huh, you know. That was fun, but it was the continuous flow. And Ella had a continuous flow. But to bring you up to date now, that was just reminiscing a little bit. Just talking about how do we get from that to where we are now in the state of hip hop, And I've been doing some studies. Let me elaborate a little bit, but I'm gonna let this gentleman talk on his channel, man. That he pretty much broke down a little bit. I'm gonna let y'all hear some of this segment, man, of what he's saying. Okay, check it out.
For African American kids. Busy on hanging out, talking about the Mr. Jesus.
I remember that.
And you hold up to the mirror and there was a confession that you speak. They opened up our community to that spirit.
Wow.
Now when you see young black men, they
Yep.
look totally different now. But God showed me that in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was crazy. Black folks ain't gonna worship the devil. No way. Meaning if we were to go back to where hip hop was at its inception, would it then be acceptable? Not at all. Hip hop was corrupt in its creation. Africa Bambaataa went to Africa.
Wow.
He learned the ways of the Zulus. The
That's
Zulus
deep.
are into ancestral worship. People's like, oh no, it's just beats. If you know anything about frequency, you know that it's never just beats. When you think about the feminization of men in hip hop, you
Facts.
got rappers wearing skirts and
Right,
dresses.
right.
These guys are taught by Aleister Crowley to channel spirits from the flood. Nothing we used to getting praise and worship. You see this movie Sinners just came out. Some people can watch it and it won't do anything, but some people can watch it and have it open doors. The difference.
Okay. Now they pretty much touched on some things I want to touch on tonight, man. And it's spirits, man. It's different frequencies, And I had wrote a little poem tonight, man, just to kind of open your eyes to see what y'all think. When you come from a certain environment and when you used to the real, all you can accept is the real. People are a product of their environment. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to judge or knock nobody, but today's music, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shout out to J. Cole for holding us down. I'm gonna shout out to Kendrick Lamar, Big Crit, cats who take their craft serious. You can hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can hear some rappers, and I can tell if they took time in their music or if they didn't take time in their music. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lane for everybody. It's a lane for the lyrical cats. It's a lane for the heartfelt cats. It's a lane for the mumbo jumbo. It's a lane for the club rap. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, everybody ear is different and everybody is drawn to what they're drawn to. I choose to be drawn to substance. That's why I love Eminem. Shout out to M. You know what I'm saying? Even the game on the West Coast. Rick Ross, 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? These cats, were real artists, man. But I want to read y'all something real quick that I wrote, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna title this whole thing "The State and Mind of Hip Hop." You know, this is a sports channel, but you know, rapping is a sport. So I wanted to, bring some enlightenment. Check this out. The state of mind of hip hop was all a part of the plot. If you were smart, then you stop and just take heed to my drop. You smoking weed on the block, and that's not the way you should go. But they know desensitizing keeps your vibration low and keeps your hydration low. So now you dying of thirst. Hip hop was a gift at first, now it's a line of curse. And that's real talk, man. So tell me what y'all think in your comments below, and let's just elaborate. Let's go back and forth because this music, we have to take it back to its roots. Also, shout out to MC Light, her new album is fire. Shout out to Raekwon, his new album is fire. You know, there's many others. Shout out to, the Griselda, Click, Benny the Butcher, the whole Wu Tang, the God LL Cool J, my role model. You know what I'm saying? Even the great Big Daddy Kane, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it back to the roots because this gift came from God, man. And we got to take it back. And shouts out to Professor Griff. I ran into him recently, man. Public Enemy, Chuck D, Flavor Flav. You know, them guys had substance. Them guys had a message. Shout out to Ice T on the West Coast. Shout out to DJ Quick. Shout out to Red Man up top, Method Man. You know, we had so many great Slick Rick. You know what I'm saying? So the list goes on, man. I'll be on here all night. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause people say all the time, who your top five? You know, we all have a top five, but with me, I gotta go by eras. Now you got people like LL and shouts out to Busta Rhymes. These guys are dinosaurs. These guys have crossed over from the '80s all the way up to right now. They're relevant today, and that's what you call a dedicated artist. These guys are goats. There's no comparison to them guys. So shouts out to the both of them. But also Royce the 5'9". What up, though? Um, Man, I just love this music, and you'll be hearing a lot from me. So tune into my channel, check out my artwork, my chemistry, my gift that God has blessed me with, man. I just want to touch people right here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just tired of all the beef, and I hope the beef stops. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we got to do better as a people, man. All right? Leave your comments below. Peace.